Welcome back to another Beeline to Passports. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host. And tonight we have a person that I met in a set. He have a great story and he want to share this story with us tonight on the show. This gentleman is a SAG-E actor, executive producer, brand ambassador, also a model, voice artist. He's been participating in several movies, including Killer Miller, Unlawful Duties, The Mad Hatter, Life Rewards, and Daddy, We're Back. His name is Mr. Dennis Mallen. Dennis, welcome to Beeline to Passports.
Hey, Joe. Thanks so much for having me on, my friend. I really appreciate it. I really do, man. How you doing today?
Very good. And thank you for accepting the invitation to
My
be part
pleasure.
of our show.
hmm
Um, our show is basically dedicated to all the people out there. They have a dream and they want to know how people make it on the different industries. We have been talking to actors, actresses, models, artists, community leaders, and they always have a story to tell us. But every week we start with this question:
hmm
how everything started.
well, I was born and raised in Kearney, New Jersey. That's Hudson County, New Jersey. Where here's an interesting fact. There's two really big. Well, there's a bunch of artists that come from Hudson County. Frank Sinatra, of course, back in the day. But George R. Martin, the writer of Game of Thrones, he is from Hoboken, New Jersey, or is it Weehawken? And Peter Dinklage, again of Game of Thrones, is also from Hudson County, New Jersey. So a lot of good stuff going on. I grew up in Kearney. One time it was Soccer Town, USA, and I was fortunate enough. I went to high school with two with about four different Olympians. On the soccer side, there was Tony Meola, USA goalie, and there was John Harkes, USA forward. And then on the rowing team, I was fortunate enough. I rowed with on the team with both Jeff Klepacki and Jennifer Dory. So middle class town. I'm Dennis Jr. I'm the oldest of three. My sister's 2 years, 4 days younger. My brother's 8 years younger, and just a very kind of happy-go-lucky kid. I've been a straight C student from birth and worked hard for my C's. But I was never a wise guy. People just, teachers liked me. Yeah, I was bullied a little bit like everybody was back in the day. But, I just kind of had a good attitude, I guess, and kind of middle of the road athlete, nothing too crazy, but just kind of happy go lucky with it, with everything I did. We didn't want for much, but we did know we were middle class. My father had this big Capri Classic wagon back in the day, and we'd all jump in the wagon and we go to Egan's restaurant, a local restaurant. And that's where my brother, sister, and I truly learned our manners. We honed, how to be a little gentleman, how to be a little lady, and it was so much fun. We had such a strong family unit. My father worked for the utility company PSE&G his entire adult life, 40 plus years. My mother was always the serial entrepreneur, and she was an executive in her own right. So, I always I looked at it and I kind of, the 80s and whatnot, there was a lot going on in that time period. And I always knew deep down inside that I'm here to make a difference. And now at this age, I've been in the entertainment business for about 26 years now, acting, producing, just really having fun and just trying to inspire and try to mentor newer actors, younger actors, and helping anybody any way I can. So I was fortunate enough to meet you on set, up in Orlando, I guess. So what was that, like 3 months ago now, give or take?
Yes,
It
about that. Yeah.
right. And that was so much fun. What I love about, I've been in Florida now for it's going on 8 years. What I love about the market down here, there is a lot of work down here. You need to hustle, you need to get it. Okay. But once you establish a good reputation, it's such a small community. You'll see the same people time and time again, the same production companies. So it behooves you to not only be professional, but to build those relationships because you never know. And everybody always has a project in their back pocket. And you know, Joe, from being on set, hey,
Yes.
Joe, I've got this project for you. Hey, man, you'd be perfect at it. And that's how it happens. One project usually rolls into another project, and you keep making it happen from there. So, but I've just been having a good run down here, even through the last 2 years through the pandemic. I was fortunate enough to just really keep myself busy. I did about 6 different mask commercials, as funny as that
Wow.
is, through the
Wow.
COVID pandemic. Yeah. So it's been a good run, bud. It really has.
That, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's true on what you said. When you start getting your name out there, the
Hmm.
people know you. The people they start calling you. Hey, we have, and that happened with that project that we were working together. I
Yep.
did the first part, and then they called me for doing the second part, and that's
How
when
sweet.
we met. And this week, right now, packing to go to a TV series that is filming in Miami.
Nice.
And I've been called twice to be participate of that part that's coming up in the next
Hmm.
probably next year, because you know how
Nice.
is all this entertainment industry. We record, we tape today, but they need to go to many hands before they
Exactly.
put that on air.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
I was in the Irishman. I guess 5, 6 years ago now. It took 3 years to edit that.
Wow.
Three
Yes.
years to edit it, and I think the Netflix budget was like $500 million or something crazy like that, Joe.
Wow.
I've got a feature that I was in pre-pandemic, so really 2.5, 3 years ago now, called The Great People, and I've got a lead role in it, and it's a comedy, and it is hysterical. Romello Blade was the director, producer, writer, and I've got a lead role in it. And the way that came across, again, it's about relationships.
Yes.
I'm up in Orlando. I'm at Heather Hines' office for a casting call, and I see two of my friends in there. I see Essex O'Brien and I see Austin Janowski, and we're catching up as best we can because we're there, for a call. And they both look at me and they go, Madoff, Madoff. I'm like, Bernie Madoff? What are you talking about? No, no, we got a role for you. We're going to have somebody call you tomorrow. So I'm sitting at Starbucks with a good friend of mine, and I get the phone call. It's Romello Blade. Hey, I'm being referred to you. You come highly recommended. I've watched your work. I really like your acting. I'd like to offer you this role. Terrific. Can you call my manager? No, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you now. All right. Well, what's going on? We're offering X. Well, I make Y. Well, we're offering you X. All right. Well, can I read the script? Sure. I need you on set tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Nice.
Well, can I read the script? You can read whatever you want, but I need you up here tomorrow at 7 a.m. Okay. Didn't know what I was walking into. I was in I'd say about 35%, 40% of the script. I go up, I go up to the locale. I go to the green room. Thank God I see all my friends because I wasn't off book. I wasn't prepared, but I felt comfortable
Yes.
because I know the support that I had with me, the people I've worked with before. So, but totally baptized by fire, bud. Totally baptized by fire. And that should be coming out any day now. That's it's a feature. I think it's about 2 hours. I've seen it about a dozen times. It is hysterical. So
Nice.
that
Nice.
should be out soon.
And you said something very important, and also put you on the education. Uh,
Yes.
when the actors need to educate themselves.
Hmm.
And something that you said, you see there on the green room, you see your friends.
Yes.
And you start, okay, I can do my scenario with them because we've been working together. We know how these people work.
Exactly. Exactly. When you
Yes,
build, we're on set for a bunch of hours. If you're on set 2 hours, 2 days, 2 months, you build an affinity towards each other. You
correct,
just you build such a friendship, such a relationship that I mean, I'm on set with you for 8, 10 hours. I might not work with you for another year, another 2 years, but we pick up where we leave off. So it allows me as an artist to have that confidence that I'm working with people that I love, that I know, and are good at what they do.
Perfect, perfect. All right, well, let's take the first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking, more stories what you have been doing in the recent past,
Hmm.
and we're gonna have more of those stories, then connect people, our audience, with the guests on our shows. But let's take this commercial break. We'll
Hmm.
be right back with more of Mr. Dennis Mallen here in Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from the commercial break, and you listen in Be Line to Passports on GKI Radio. My name is Joe Batista, and tonight we have Mr. Dennis Mallen. He is a SAG actor, executive producer, brand ambassador, model, voice artist, and many, many other things than Mr. Dennis Mallen does. And I say that because on a set where we met, we were talking about
Yeah.
horses, and you told me a great story on how you basically learned to ride horses for a movie.
Yep. Yep. So I got a call from R.J. Hendrick, the writer producer of Killer Miller, and I auditioned for the lead role, Killer Miller. Got it, and he goes, "You know how to ride a horse, right?" No, you know, Joe. You've got a split second to make a decision, yay or nay.
That's right. That's
Which
right.
which will, if there's one of me, there's 10,000 of me, right? So I'm like, yes, sir. Of course I know how to ride a horse. So then my next question is, well, when are we going to film? Oh, we're going to film 6 months out. I'm like, yes. So I've got 6 months to learn how to ride a horse. So where I am in Highlands County, Florida, there's a lot of different horse ranches and whatnot, a lot of different stables. I wanted to go and just learn from the bottom up. Just learn from like an old nag, get on something I can bounce around with and just mature. And I was fortunate enough within that time period to really learn the correct way, learn how to hold the bridle, and just do it the right way. And I was fortunate enough that the owner of Lakeside Stables, Sandy's from England. Okay, she's got that funny accent, which I love, and she's worked with a lot of actors. So she was truly able to teach me how to go from cradle to grave, really how to mount a horse, the posture on the horse, how to hold the bridle, how to look the part. Well, I was fortunate, literally within 2 months. Okay, I built a proficiency on the different horses, and I was really able to pull it off. So when I'm on set, I was on a horse extraordinaire. The horse's name is Hollywood. He
Wow.
was a 5-year California buckskin, and he was just a beautiful animal. Joe, I was on him for like 12 hours for a bunch of days straight, and I felt so comfortable, so confident. The director wanted to go back, like pull the horse back, and I'm going beep, 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 and the horse is going back to the left. The horse stepped to the left. It was amazing. I had such a great experience. And I was telling a friend of mine today, I'm actually up for an MMA movie. Now,
Nice.
I did Taekwondo 20 plus years ago, got my degree. But with an MMA movie, the question is, do you know MMA? Yes, sir. Yes, I do. I have enough friends where I can learn enough not, not to look like, a fool, or I can learn
Correct.
enough to be dangerous. And of course, you've got stunt coordinators and stuff like that. But it's a matter at that time to really have confidence in who you are as an individual in your instrument, okay? Your body, your mind, in your instrument, that you can make those decisions and really step up. And that's
Oh,
what it comes down to. I've never said no to a role, Joe. I did say no once recently, but outside of that, I love the challenge. I mean, if you look at different actors throughout the day, look at Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe back in the day had to learn how to play ice hockey.
mhm.
Okay. Look
Yes.
at Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves had to learn how to surf. Okay,
Yeah.
Point Break. He
Yeah.
had to learn how to jump out of a plane. I can go on and on and on. Think about Tom Cruise, uh, race car driver, and everything
Mhm.
that he's learned throughout the years. So some good examples and how you need to step up and be challenged by your craft every day.
Correct.
Acting alone is challenging depending on the role. And with the added skills that you bring to the table, it's that much fun. It's that much more fun.
Yeah, that's correct, and that's very important because they bring something that I talk in every single show. Educate yourself, prepare yourself. You never stop learning in this industry.
True.
You mentioned you didn't know how to ride a horse. What you did, you find that way. Now you're
Hmm.
gonna have that part on the MMA movie. You went and learn how to do your job because this
Exactly.
is important. Your job is not being an actor. Your job is to be a great actor.
That's right.
Then
That's
the
right.
people get convinced what you do, what you show on the screen, then that come the money.
That's what it's
This is an industry. It's
sure.
like in a food industry.
Uh-huh.
Everybody they have several companies that do burgers.
Yep.
Every single one they have something in particular, but something in each company is
Hmm.
good.
That's right. Something unique. What's the
Unique.
unique market maker? Yes.
That's correct. You need to separate from your competitors.
Hmm.
And how you do that? You do it getting education, prepare yourself. In this season, we have a great actress that I love because we participate in a movie
Hmm.
together. And her name, and you probably know her, Brie Burke.
Oh,
She,
sure. Oh my gosh.
yes,
Yeah, I love Brie. Yeah,
Bree, we
tremendous.
worked together,
Uh-huh.
and she owed me one because she killed me on the movie. But that's it's part of the business, yeah.
That's
But
funny.
this is the thing, we talk, and she started so young in this
True.
industry,
Hmm.
and she started singing. Then she moved to theater. Then
Hmm.
now she's doing films, but she's been preparing herself
That's right.
step by step to get to the point that she is right now.
Hmm.
And they have many other people in the entertainment industry that being here in our show. Same thing. They've
Yes.
been doing step by step. They went, they learn, they prepare themselves, they master something when they
Hmm.
show that every single day on the set. Hey, they killed it. And
Yeah,
that's part of the entertainment industry.
and you bring up a very good point because you never know when that phone call is going to come.
Yes.
So I literally, my age range is 35 to 55, and I train a lot. I'm in the gym 6, 7 days a week at times, and you never know when that call is going to come. So you've got to be prepared because when it hits hard and quick.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you need to either be, mentally, spiritually, physically ready to say, yes, let's do it, or you're going to lose an opportunity. So
Correct.
as Bree was laying the foundation, right? Now things are manifesting for her. And
That's right.
that's what it comes down to. I was laughing. I had I try to keep myself really busy. I've got a great manager. I love her dearly. She keeps me really busy, and that's part of that's the job, really. So I had a week off, and I was able to kind of heal my body, my instrument, get back at it. And everything hits at once. I've got booked. I've got scripts right in front of me. I'm booked for 2 films. I was so close to going overseas for 6 to 8 weeks. I out of about 300 different submissions, I was number two. So I'm a heartbeat away from going overseas for a feature. And it's just you never know. So whenever you're on set, I look at it, you're always learning, you're always growing. Every time you're on set, there's something to learn. There's always a nugget if you look for it. You know, being a straight C student, I need to get as many nuggets as I can, as often as I can. And, building relationships, meeting a gentleman like you, learning from you, the other people on set, that's what it's all about. When you love what you do, Joe, you don't work a day in your life, but it's a matter of continuously growing, continuously improving yourself and taking it to the next level.
Yes, that's correct. And being on set, you learn from many, many, many people.
Hmm.
I need to say there was a gift uh, to work side by side with Mr. Kevin Sorbo and
Nice.
with Miss Karen Abercrombie.
Sure.
And working with both of them, we
Hmm.
learned a
Yes.
lot because these people have been in the industry for many years,
Hmm.
but they're so humble and they teach you, hey, this is the stuff that you should do.
Hmm.
Then this part, this scene, they're gonna flow better. Do it, done, ready to go.
That's it. That's it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
there's so many people that are just so generous, of their time and of their skill set. I mean, that's, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear, the mentor will appear. And
yes.
that's, if you're open, if you're humble, if you've got the work ethic, everything just manifests, everything just appears.
That's correct. That's correct. Well, let's take another commercial break, and when we come back, we continue talking on with the projects about the projects that you're doing right now,
Sure.
and stuff that you can set because we know in this industry they have a lot of hush hush that you can set,
This is
but
true.
they have some information that we want to share to
Mhm.
our audience. And we're going to take this short commercial break. But remember, people, to drop a comment or question if you would like to hear them answer on the show. The number is 407 476 9059. Remember to say my name, Joe Batista, followed by your name and your question or comment. And you could also hear it here in Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break, music, and a lot of great information from our station GKI Radio. My name is Joe Batista, and you're listening Line to Passports. And tonight we have a great friend, Mr. Dennis Mallen. Dennis has been in this industry for many years, but he's been also known for several movies. And one of the movie I want to talk to him about this one, Dennis.
Mhm.
Uh, the Killer Miller.
Sure.
Tell
Sure.
me, I know you won some awards there. Tell us
It,
about what happened with the Killer Miller, and also beside the Killer Miller, I want
mhm.
to hear about talking about unlawful duties.
Unlawful duty. Sure. Well, Killer Miller, Joe. I mean, I what a great set. When things go right, magic happens. I got to tell you, uh, Killer Miller. We shot it at Dry Creek. It's Les McDowell's property over in Parrish, Florida. Les has an 1890s Western town on his property. I'm not sure how many acres he has, but he's got a full blown town. So I recommend that highly. When you go on that set, you're transported to that time period. So here I am. I had a lot more hair back then. I grew my hair out. I was actually down to my shoulders, and I had a big beard going on because I'm playing Henry Killer Miller, the most feared marshal in the land. And I just surrounded myself with such great actors, such great crew. It was just magical. It was just magical. I wanted for nothing. I was able to truly delve deep into the character. RJ, very giving. Austin Spicer was our director. Haley Spicer was our cinematographer. It just, we had a big crew. And for the size of the production, I got to tell you, it ran so smooth. Well, RJ, his strategy, which is perfect, he submitted it to a lot of different film festivals. Well, it first came out over in Eastern Europe. So we garnered about 40 different best movies from different film festivals. It went to Cannes. We won in Cannes. It went all through Eastern Europe. It went through Ireland. It went through England. It went through Spain. It went through Poland. It went through every country. By the time it got to LA, it went to the West Coast first and then worked its way east. We already won about 25 plus different film festivals. Well, I garnered two Best Actors awards from Europe, and then I picked up one in LA. So when you're on set and there's magic happening, and
Yes.
it was such. I look back at those memories at the time we had and everything that went on, Joe, and it was just such magic. Uh, with unlawful duties. Now I worked with Sunil Konarni. He was the producer writer. I worked with him before. I worked with Christopher Avant before, so I already had rapport. I already had a relationship. I had rapport. Sunil calls me up. I think it was like a Thursday night. Hey Dan, how you doing? What's going on? Great, Sunil. What's going on, brother? Hey, what do you got going on this weekend? Nothing. I'm free. Great. Can you help us out? Sure.
Yes.
I'll take care of you. I'm like, whatever, dude. So I went up there and I read with Chris, and Chris and I just simpatico. We're just bang. We're just good friends, and we just feed off each other. Well, we start filming that night, and it was just so much fun. Well, Unlawful Duties has 1 million plus downloads. 1
Nice.
million plus. Now, it's kind of surreal, okay, because a million people have seen this ugly mug in a cop uniform in this movie. And tell you a story, I'm at the gym, and this guy comes up to me out of the blue, George, about 6'5". You should have got the other guy. You should have got the other guy. And I'm looking at him, I go, George, what are you talking about? The movie. You should have got the other guy. And it clicked in. I'm like, oh, I go, George, I go, sorry, brother. I'm just an actor. That's what the script called for. But you should have, like, he was totally passionate about it. I go, George, I promise you, next movie, we'll get the bad guy. And I was like, wow. So I'm hitting them in the head, I'm hitting them in the heart. And it's so interesting how people are starting to identify you. And people are starting to say, hey, I know you from this, I know you from that. Well, we're going to turn Unlawful Duties into a feature film.
Nice.
We've got Eric Roberts is cast in it. I'm working directly with him in about 6 to 8 scenes. Robert Lasordo is in it. I hear he's a sweetheart. Would not want to meet him in a dark alley, but he's a great actor, and I hear he's a real sweet guy. I look forward to meeting with him. But it's incidents like that where you make a split decision decision
Hmm.
to go up there or not. I've always been of the mentality, Joe, if you throw enough stuff against a wall, something's going to stick. And I love what I do. So I like to continually work. I rarely say no. And one of my mentors back in the day said, get in front of any camera, every chance you get. No job too big, no job too small. No role too big, no role too small. And you never know what's going to happen. I helped a friend of mine out. I did a bunch of hearing aid commercials, and a good friend of mine, Susan Burnell, brand new actor. Well, she got the lead in this commercial. I was her supporting actor. I was her husband in this commercial. And it's funny, it's for a hearing aid, so I can't hear. And she wants the pepper. I'm giving her the salt. She's throwing food at me. She buys me hearing aids. I walk by, give her a kiss on the cheek, give her a little wink. And it's such a warm, fuzzy, nice commercial, you know? So you need to, egos are good. It's good to have an ego. It's good to be in check where you can support people also and help them build their career and get them to the next level. So yeah, that's just two great projects that I've been a part of, and just really fortunate enough to build great relationships. And I guess people like what we do. People are watching it, so thank you all. Keep it up. Keep watching them,
Awesome.
you know?
Awesome, awesome. And you said something very important. And I've been, I'm also a talent manager. When I sit down with these new talents, I explain to them the same thing that you mentioned.
Mhm.
Not, you don't think that every role you're gonna have the lead. You're gonna be supported. You're gonna be background, but you
Yeah.
need to be in front of the camera.
Uh-huh.
And some is not paid, but you're
Mhm.
getting the experience, and that is
Yeah.
so important.
Mhm.
Having in that resume, then you been working in movie sets.
Mhm.
There can be student films, they can be feature, they can be TV series, doesn't
Shorts.
matter. You
Yeah.
need to, or B-roll commercials, you need to get the experience and put that on your resume. When you submit the information, your headshots, your resume, the casting director gonna start saying, okay, this person has the
Yeah,
looks, but they also have some experience. Let's give them a chance. And that is important for the audience.
totally.
If you have that dream, or you been trying, continue.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. Just continue, continue.
That's it.
Something gonna happen
Mm.
if you continue.
Joe, I look at it like going to the gym. The
Yes,
first time somebody walks into the gym, you're not going to bench press 225, right?
correct.
You're going to start small, you're going to start slow, but you've got to do the reps. You want to get
Yes.
stronger, you want to get bigger, whatever your goals are, you want to lose the weight, you've got to do the reps. It's the same thing with anything in life. You want to become masterful at something. What do they say? You've got to put in 10,000 hours, right, before you master something, or whatever that number is. You've got to be out there every day pushing the ball forward. I still take a lot of supporting roles. Why? Because I know the energy that I can give someone. I'll give you a case in point. I've got a movie coming out next week. It's called Chances. It's a pretty dark role. Okay. Now I look for characters that are broken because there's a lot more range and I'm a method actor. So I can get deep, I can get dark, and so on. It's a pretty dark role. David Aldina was the other actor. He's from Miami, brand new guy, young guy, 20 something. And he goes, Dennis, I'm so scared about the script. I go, what do you mean? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be off book, et cetera, et cetera. I go, David, I go, first off, you got to trust me. He's like, okay. I go, we're going to do about 20 takes from 5, 10 different angles. Okay. By the time you go to bed that night, you're going to be doing the script in your sleep.
Yes.
Plus, I'm going to give you enough energy where, David, you're either going to hate me and want to beat me up, or you're going
Yep.
to love me by the time we're done. Well, Joe, one scene that we did, he's coming at me. He punches the table. Breaks the table. Wood chips and blood from his hand come at me And all I'm thinking, I hope the DP got the shot, because it was
Yeah.
just so amazing. And afterwards, he's like, "I want to beat the heck out of you, but I love you anyway. Come here." And and it worked, and it
Yes.
worked. So I can't wait till it comes out. Um, so yeah, you got to get out there. You've got to take your reps, man. You got to take your reps. What did Wayne Gretzky say? You miss every shot you don't take, or I'm screwing that up, but you get the reference. You know, but you get to a point where you've got to make the mental transition. Okay, I've been at this for 5 years. I'm on a dozen or so things. Okay, now it's a profession because
Yes.
being part of a club doesn't pay that well. You
Yep.
need to be a professional and go out there for paid gigs because not only have you earned it, okay, you
Yes.
put the time in, and it's also good for your psyche because I'm going out there putting my heart, my passion, my desire into something. People like what I do, I'm getting compensated. And as you said earlier, as you grow at this and more people like you and watch your work, the checks get bigger, and you get more
Exactly.
exposure. So
Exactly.
it's the old adage, do you want the Oscar or do you want the money? And the answer is yes.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
wanted both. I want them both.
Why not? Why not?
That's it.
You don't want the Oscar, the Emmy, the anything that comes
Yeah.
to you.
Yes.
Hey, we accept it.
That's right. That's right. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Let's take another commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to continue talking about all these good movies. And I have one more. Then when we come back, we're going to talk is the Daddy, We're Back.
Yep.
And that is going to be very interesting because they have some good information that I want to pull from that movie. All right, Dennis. Well, let's take this commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to continue learning about Mr. Dennis Mallen story. We'll be right back with more of Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from great music, commercial break, and you're listening Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. And tonight we have Mr. Dennis Mallen. Dennis Mallen is a SAG actor, executive producer, brand ambassador, model, voice artist, horseback rider. What else I can add? Soon a MMA wrestler. Uh, we have many things when we're doing the acting that we okay, yeah, I did taekwondo, karate, bow and arrow, all these great things.
It,
But
it's funny you even say that. There's an Instagram reel about Tom Cruise, and they're asking Tom Cruise, does Tom Cruise do this? Yes, I do. Does Tom Cruise play the piano? Yes. Does Tom Cruise fly helicopters? Yes. Does he fly planes? Yeah. It's just hysterical, you
yes,
know. But that's everything he's grown, he's learned throughout his years in his art. So that's a
correct.
great example.
In talking about great actors, Mr. John Travolta, he is a
Oh my
pilot.
gosh. Yeah, he's a great pilot.
He's an actual pilot, and he
Yeah.
have his own plane, and the plane lands in his backyard. He has his own airport,
Uh-huh.
private airport,
Yeah.
right there. And I remember, he was flying his plane to do some aid I don't remember exactly for what country it was, but he
Mhm.
took his plane and he was the one flying that. Same
It's
thing
amazing.
from the Olympics. Also, he did something like that. He was flying the plane and taking a team there. Like, hey,
Really?
you never know.
Yeah.
Imagine you're there, like, hey, this is Mr. John Travolta. What he's doing here? He gonna be
There's a
dancing, bro?
there's a story about Harrison Ford. He's a
Uh-huh.
helicopter pilot, and I'm gonna mess up the story, but apparently he rescued some people with his helicopter. I mean,
Okay.
that's just that you're 100% right. Can you imagine? God forbid, there's something going on, and here comes Han Solo with his helicopter. Come
Yes.
on, let's go. Yeah, okay, yes, sir. So
Eh,
it's
the
amazing.
only bad will be the Chewbacca is beside him. That will be like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Where
right.
we're in Star Wars?
That's funny.
All right. Tell me, you did Daddy, we're back.
Hmm.
Then is a drama, correct?
It's a dramedy. It's a
Um,
real life drama comedy that we shot really at the height of the pandemic in the Tampa, Florida area.
okay.
Now I'm Daddy. I'm Richard Freeman, and to set it up, I'm recently divorced. I'm divorced about a year. I'm a real estate developer. I've got this big house to myself. My girls, Irish twins, 30 somethings, and they're trying to figure out life and they can't figure it out. So what do you do when the stuff hits the fan? Excuse me. Let's go back home to Daddy. Daddy has nothing going on. He doesn't have a life. He's got a big enough house. Let's go home to Daddy. So it really opens up. I answer the door, open the door. There are my girls. Oh my gosh, what's going on? They come in and they're like, "What's going on in your life?" Now I'm divorced a year now. In Daddy, we're back. I start dating, not knowing that the woman I'm dating has her own agenda. So here I am, happy go lucky, doing my thing, running my business. My daughter's moved back in with me. It's I'm very excited about. And here my girlfriend has her own agenda. She also moves in. And you can just imagine the drama that transpires from having all these women under one roof. And here's happy go lucky daddy that's just trying to live his life and have fun.
Yes,
So
yeah. Now you have all these female watching, and you're like, what you doing?
it's actually pretty amusing because my girls want daddy time, my girlfriend wants Richard time, and I get pulled in 10 different directions, but it's really good. Angela and Valencia, the Irish twin productions, they're truly Irish twins. It's a mixed race family, okay, and the way they write, Joe, it's so contemporary. I would get 2 scripts at a time. So I didn't know what's coming next. But you read a script, it is so contemporary to what's happening in today's world. And it's people can take a lesson from it every episode. There's tears, there's laughter, there's drama. I've been told by my mentors that my best acting overall is in episode 4 and episode 8, which I really do appreciate, and we're fortunate we got picked up by 2 networks. So it's out there on YouTube, and season 2 is already written. So we're just waiting to get those views up that we can do season 2, which of course I'm committed to because it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Robin Inez Fletcher was is my girlfriend in this. Her character's name is Phoenix, and just the entire ensemble that we have is just top notch. So it's a lot of fun. I grew in many different aspects working with them. It was the girls' first real acting gig, if believe it or not. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's the girls' first acting gig, which blew me away because they were just so good at what they did. Now they wrote it, they produced it, they directed it, and they acted in it, which just all that pressure, just kudos to them. Kudos to them.
Nice.
I think there's something in there that everybody can relate to. And every episode there's laughter, there's tears, and it's really a family show. It's something for the day. It really is something for our times.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Dennis, and tell us what is future plans, future projects you're gonna be involved in the entertainment and out of the entertainment.
Sure.
You've been involved on anything out of the entertainment industry.
Uh-huh. Well, right in front of me, I've got a script called Luna, and I'm an astronaut, and it's really me, and it's the crux of it is me and my daughter, and really talking to a precocious 7-year-old and keeping her golden, keeping her focused. You know, I'm an astronaut. It could be interesting, right? I can go to the moon and back, or might not come back. So there's just a lot going on. Um, I'm committed to different projects. I'm committed to the Italians, Zach writer producer. I am my character's name is Dennis Callahan. I'm the assistant director of New York City Homeland Security. I am by far one of the most corrupt politicians in New York history. And the way Zach writes, he's got enough material to go for about 7 to 10 different seasons. We're going to film it New York, Miami. We're going to be in Paris, Frankfurt, and Dubai. So I look forward to that. And that's coming. We're probably going to start later in this year. But there's just so many projects going on. Just so many things, Joe, that, Rebecca Mahan, my manager extraordinaire, is just opening up every day, even from a producing perspective. We're getting scripts, we're getting calls to help produce and help take people's work to the next level. So it just, when you get to a point, you're just blessed to be a blessing, and things just come your way. It's just a really, really interesting place to be right now in our career. We were so close. Out of about 300 submissions, we almost picked up a feature film, a lead role in a feature film in Europe. So things are manifesting. We're really at a point where we're going to keep growing, keep getting bigger by the day. Rebecca Mahan and I, she's been my manager since December of last year. And what I love about Rebecca, she is skilled, wildly skilled, lawyer, publicist. She runs her own podcast. Former U.S. Marine, former former U.S. sheriff, a lot of experience. So we have more what I call a 5-pronged marketing approach. Every day we're pushing the ball forward. Every day we're either expanding our circle of friends, expanding our professional circle, or
Yes.
taking on a new project. Whenever we talk, metal sharpens metal, iron sharpens iron. Whenever we talk, ideas are just flowing, which is good and bad because you can be taken off your focus. But we all pull it back because we have a very strong 5-year goal that things keep going to where we're going, Joe. It's just amazing. Right now, March 26th, we're at 130% of our yearly goal.
Wow.
100%. So at the end of this quarter, another 5 days, we're going to reevaluate our goals, okay,
Nice.
and recalibrate that. And that's, as I said before, when the student's ready, the master will show. When the actor's ready, the doors will open, the curtains will open, and you'll get the roles that are meant for you. Just keep doing the reps. The mentality needs to be, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you need
Yes.
to keep your head down and grind, grind, grind. For all you new actors, Joe, the people you're managing, mentoring, teaching, you got to keep your head down and just grind. And when you pick your head up, you smell the roses, the sun is shining, put your head back down. Put
Yes.
your head back down and just grind, man. You'll know when it's time. Right now, it's not time. Do not take your foot off that pedal. Keep pushing down, keep accelerating, keep focused, keep that thermometer up high, keep yourself hot, keep your energy high, and keep focused. That's the best advice I can give to anyone right now.
That's awesome. That was an awesome advice. What is your social medias, and then people can follow you and
Sure.
also continue looking on your projects?
Mhm. Well, it's Dennis Mallen, Mallen. I'm on every platform. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Truth. I'm on Fabs. I'm across the board and on everything. And Jose, Joe, honestly, if I can help anybody with anything, please reach out. Please reach out. I'll be more than happy to, read someone's script, give them a word of advice, give them whatever they need. And please follow me. Please follow me. We want to create more of a what we call a metaverse where we're going to share the journey with all of our friends. And that's what we're looking to do. We're not building a fan base, we're building a friend base, okay? Because we want to share with our friends. And that's what it's all about for us.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, Dennis, thank you so much for accepting the
My
invitation,
pleasure, Joe. Thank you.
being here with us, learning about your career, learning about your projects and future projects,
Thank you.
and giving that words to the audience, because we know they have people out there. They have a big dream,
Mhm.
and that dream can be a nightmare if you don't follow instructions. I always said you need to follow instructions, because
Mhm.
not, unfortunately, that can turn bad to you. Well, again, thank you, Dennis,
My
and
pleasure.
hopefully we can work in another project very soon.
I'd love
And
that. I'd
and
love that.
thank you, Rebecca, for give us the opportunity to interview Mr. Dennis Mallen. And people, thank you so much for being with us in another Beeline to Passports. And remember, be a leader, rock the world, inspires others with your emotions in control. Good night.